NSW has been lashed with more wild weather, including life-threatening flash flooding, forcing more residents to evacuate. NSW has been lashed overnight with more wild weather, including life-threatening flash flooding and severe thunderstorms, forcing more residents to evacuate. It's set to continue into Tuesday, with the Bureau of Meteorology predicting heavy, intense rainfall across eastern NSW, with damaging winds in excess of 90 km per hour and additional risk from Tuesday morning. The Sydney Metropolitan, South Coast, Illawarra and Southern Tablelands districts, including the ACT Ranges, are all at risk of damaging wind gusts beginning Tuesday morning and will continue into Wednesday. The State Emergency Service was door-knocking residents in parts of NSW, alerting them they need to evacuate, as the BOM issued a severe weather warning for an area between Taree and Bega. Conditions worsened in areas including the mid-north coast, Hunter, Sydney, Illawarra and South Coast. Landslides, thunderstorms and flooding were affecting multiple areas. Updated flood warnings for the Hawkesbury, Colo and Nepean rivers warned of renewed major flooding higher than the March 2021 floods. A severe thunderstorm struck Sutherland, Camden, Campbelltown and Liverpool, with the BOM warning intense rainfall and life-threatening flash flooding likely. The weather temporarily eased, however. The redevelopment of severe thunderstorms with intense rainfall remains possible. On Monday, Mittagong, in the Southern Highlands, copped 118 millimeters of rain, while other areas can expect more than 150 millimeters over 6 hours tonight and tomorrow. By Monday night, 83 millimeters fell at Marrickville in the 2 hours to 10:45 p.m. 81 millimeters was observed at Kentlin in the 2 hours to 10 p.m. and 86 millimeters observed at Lucas Heights, Southern Sydney, in the 2 hours to 9:30 p.m. Warning sign: this is the big weather system that is expected to develop into an east coast low and bring more heavy rain to parts of NSW. Warning sign: the Bureau of Meteorology has issued a severe weather warning for a large area from Taree to Bega, with heavy rain and strong winds tonight. Already this afternoon, Mittagong has copped 118 millimeters of rain, and some areas can expect more than 150 millimeters over 6 hours tonight and tomorrow. That brings the risk of more flooding, as well as landslides, fallen trees and power lines. Stay safe tonight. Keep an eye on weather warnings and follow NSW Says for warnings and any evacuations. Hosted by NSW Rural Fire Service on Sunday, March 6, 2022. Evacuation alerts. Latest evacuation orders. St. George Crescent. The Warwick Farm Racecourse. Parts of Moorebank. Western side of Epsom Road, between Westbury Street and Childs Road. Parts of Milpera. Deepwater Park. Parts of Lansvale. Knight Street between Day Street and Hollywood Drive. Lower Day Street. Erna Avenue. Lucy Avenue. Mina Avenue. Willis Street. Hollywood Drive between Knight Street and Willis Street. Parts of Holsworthy. Heathcote Road, between Harris Creek and Mans Creek. George's Hall. Beatty Parade. Parts of Chipping Norton. Southern side of Newbridge Road, between Davy Robinson Drive and Milpera Bridge. Northern side of Newbridge Road, between Ricard Road and Riverside Road. Eastern side of Henry Lawson Drive, between Milpera Road and Ald Avenue. Epsom Road, between Westbury Street and Governor Macquarie Drive. Riverside Road, between Newbridge Road and Alfred Road. Some residents have been told to evacuate by 9 p.m, with the SES warning if they don't get out in time, they could be cut off once floodwaters reach 8.5 m at Camden Weir. Those areas are Sheathers Lane, Kirkham Lane, Menangle Road near Racecourse Road may be isolated, Poplar Caravan Park. Low-lying properties in Croaky were also warned to evacuate by 9:15 p.m. Once floodwater passes 1.5 meters on the Croaky gauge at Croaky roads will begin to close. The areas affected are Barton Street, Ferry Road, Reed Street. In a fresh evacuation alert, residents within parts of Camden have been told to evacuate by 11:59 p.m, with the SES warning if they don't get out in time, they could be cut off once floodwaters reach 10.3 meters at Camden Weir. Corder Road between Barsden Street and Murray Street. If residents do not leave by that time, they may be trapped without power, water and other essential services, and it may be too dangerous to rescue you. Latest advice from Transport NSW. Transport NSW has urged motorists to avoid non-essential travel if possible, as more traffic is expected, along with disruptions to the rail network. Acting Transport for NSW Chief Operations Officer, Mark Hutchings, said for those that do need to use the roads, please stay vigilant and slow down when you are traveling. Unprecedented rainfall has seen widespread damage to our road network over the past week, and with the wet weather to continue, we are asking everyone to be safe when traveling, Mr. Hutchings said. It takes twice as long to slow down your vehicles in wet weather, significantly increasing your risk of a crash. So slow down, leave a 4-second gap between you and the vehicle in front. Around 20 state roads are currently closed across the network, with Transport NSW asking that people delay their travel if possible, and if they are out on the roads, please plan ahead. To help with congestion around Sydney, Transport for NSW has opened the T2 and T3 lanes for use until 11:59 p.m. on Friday. Acting Transport for NSW Chief Operations Officer, Mark Hutchings, said. Another reminder for anyone using public transport, please be advised there will be delays and cancellations across the rail network this week due to flooding. If you are on the network, please plan ahead and leave plenty of extra travel time. Executive Director Customer Coordination and Service Delivery, Roger Weeks, said delays heading into and out of the regions should be expected as flooding continues to impact major roads. Road crews are on the ground assessing the damage this week where they can, but we are expecting more rain, which makes repairs difficult and can mean closures on short notice, Mr. Weeks said. These crews are doing all they can to keep motorists safe. Please show them your respect and understanding. These are people who are working every day and in a lot of cases are also affected by flooding. When you do come across a closed road, please do not just drive past the barrier or sign. It is closed because it is dangerous, and by driving on closed roads you are putting not only yourself, but our traffic crews at risk. We have dedicated teams at the Transport Management Centre and State Emergency Operations Centre monitoring the severe weather and are responding to any incidents in real time. We are also working with our government partners as we move into the recovery phase and we begin to understand the full impact the weather has had on our roads and infrastructure. Landslide warning. Fire and Rescue New South Wales is urging residents to be extra cautious of waterlogged areas after multiple landslides occurred across Greater Western Sydney and the Blue Mountains today. Firefighters established exclusion zones at a landslide that blocked the road in both directions at Gang Street, Katoomba just after 8 a.m. this morning. FRNSW crews have also responded to multiple landslides in streets near the Nepean River in Emu Heights this afternoon. Firefighters used pumps to drain water from a pool filled with 100,000 litres of water to prevent tragedy after the supporting earth beneath the pool became dislodged from the excessive rain. A second landslide was reported nearby on Guy Street. The scene was assessed and residents were evacuated. A landslide has also closed one of two southbound lanes on the Hume Highway in Welby, with authorities urging motorists to allow extra time. NSW says on high alert. Responding to 550 calls for help and 9 flood rescues on Sunday alone, volunteers from the NSW says predicted parts of NSW will be subjected to evacuation orders. I would expect throughout today that you will see another batch of warnings and evacuation orders, potentially, for a number of catchments, said NSW, says Deputy Commissioner Daniel Austin, appearing on Today. Heavy rainfall occurring on all